Hello and welcome back to the 39th edition of the San Diego Crew Classic. We're on Mission Bay in San Diego, California. Joining me is Michelle Cass, and down at the other end of the course here of 2,000 meters, we have Matt Staley and Jim Jorgensen. And Michelle, up to now, what have your impressions been so far of our Crew Classic this year?
Beautifully raced and beautifully run, as is my experience with the Crew Classic.
Okay, that's great, and that's exactly what we are looking forward to, some other absolutely spectacular racing, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes.
Ford Lake Union Crew. This is event number 33, the men's junior lightweight. Lane 1, Marin Rowing Association. Lane 2, Oakland Strokes. Lane 3, Los Gatos Rowing Club. Lane 4, Lake Union Crew. Lane 5, Capital Crew. Lane 6, NorCal Crew. Lane 7, New Canaan High School.
Capital, NorCal, New Canaan, attention, go.
And here we go. We have a start. Event number 33, the men's junior lightweight, Heat A. All 7 crews out cleanly. And it's in lane 2. We have Oakland Strokes with about a bow ball lead over lane 6, New NorCal Crew. And then it's lane 1, Marin Rowing Association. Lane 3, Los Gatos. Lane 4, Lake Union. Then lane 7, New Canaan High School. Pushing through that first 100 meters. It looks like lane 1 is Marin Rowing Association taking the lead, with Oakland Strokes about a seat behind. Then out in lane 6, it's NorCal Crew over Los Gatos Rowing Club in lane 3. Then Lake Union Crew. Then New Canaan has taken that 6th position. Capital Crew in lane 5. Pushing through that 500 meters. Lane 1 is Marin Rowing Association as your leader. Lane 2, Oakland Strokes is in that 2nd position. Then in lane 6, it's NorCal Crew, followed closely by Los Gatos. Then Lake Union, Capital, and New Canaan.
On the water with event number 33, the men's junior lightweight, and this is the first of 2, so the top 3 crews will be moving on to the next grand final. Petite final will be taken up by the trailing crews with the 7th crew out. We have 7 in this race. In lane number 1, Marin. Lane 2 is Oakland Strokes, and that's basically their standing right now as our race is underway. Lane 3 is Los Gatos. Lake Union out of Seattle, Washington is in lane number 4, Capital Crew from Rancho Cordova, California. is in sixth spot right now. In the sixth lane is NorCal crew from Redwood City. And in lane number 7, New Canaan High School of New Canaan, Connecticut. Approaching the 1,000 meter mark, not a whole lot has changed as Marin and Oakland are battling it out, and they are on the front of this set of 7. Hanging in there is Los Gatos. Los Gatos has moved up a bit. All the way on the outside is that NorCal crew. And as Michelle mentioned earlier, a lot of times when you have a crew separation between, say, a lane 1 and 2 and then somebody all the way out in lane number 6, they can lose track of them. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. And it's a real struggle to keep on both sides and look across that much parallax. And these crews have been in 1, 2, and 3 since the start, coming just past the halfway mark.
Now, is there any kind of a reference point or anything else like that that a trained coxswain can keep an eye on? Or is that just something that comes with judgment over a period of time?
It does take a lot of practice. You can try to use the markers across the lanes, but you can't rely on them because they curve in the wind and with the change in the tide. And using a fixed reference point on the side of your boat. But that's down at your hip. So it is very much a challenging thing and takes a lot of practice to really get it well.
Marin continues along as we have the 1,500 meter mark passed with Marin Rowing Association, Green Bay, California, along the shoreline, and they continue to hang on to the lead. Oakland Strokes on their outside shoulder in lane number 2. And then all the way outside to lane 5, and that's Capital Crew has moved up just a little bit. But they still have to contend with the far outside, lane 6, NorCal Crew, and lane number 7, New Canaan High School, has also jumped up into the picture a little bit. Marin Rowing Association along the shoreline continues to be on the lead. And they seem to be lengthening that lead out a little bit. There are 2 preliminary rounds to this grand final of the men's junior lightweight. And so 3 of these crews will be moving forward. So we can look at Marin and Oakland Strokes as it stands right now as somebody to have no concerns about. However, Los Gatos has begun to pick up the stroke a little bit, and all the way on the outside, that New Canaan High School has also jumped into the situation. So the battle is going to be for 3rd and 4th place. You need 3rd to move on. Marin along the shoreline, Oakland Strokes, and Los Gatos in that order. So that may be the way they move on. Marin with the red stripe, white shirt, blue shell. Oakland Strokes in the green with the orange and black. And Los Gatos in the blue and white with the blue shell, and unofficially it's Marin across the line first, followed by Oakland Strokes and Los Gatos. Then all the way to the outside, making a late charge, was that New Canaan High School, followed on their inside shoulder by NorCal, Capital Crew, and Lake Union. Checking on the first across the finish line, unofficially, it was Marin Rowing Association in that number 1 spot. And they were kind of equally divided between Oakland Strokes in 2nd and Los Gatos in 3rd. A gallant effort by New Canaan on the far outside, but they didn't quite get up into the top 3. The second of 2 heats in this particular category, the men's junior lightweight, will be coming up here shortly. And that will be event number 34.
wind is really picking up. You can see it out on the water. And they